Well, first of all, I want to say thank you guys for taking the time to help me out with this particular assignment. And so the first question that I have for you guys, how many of you have actually seen this video before? All right. I think pretty much most people, if you've been in Cobb, in South Cobb, certainly for a period of time, you probably have seen this video. I've been at 3 or 4 different schools, and at some point, this video has been played. So the first question that I have for you all is, what really stuck out or resonated with you from this particular video?
What stuck out to me was the kid that missed 18, but she gave him a +2 with a smiley face. And usually, as educators, we put the negative on the test. So that stuck out to let him know that at least you still have a chance.
Yeah, you still earn.
A chance is still a chance, right? Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think how the way she brought out their ambition and enthusiasm about telling them they were put in her class for a reason, because they are the best, and they will make it no matter what. So, and with that, I think we helped the kids know that no matter what, they can do it. So it gives them hope that, oh, I might be in this class, doesn't mean that I'm the worst, but she pumped them up.
Right.
Yeah.
And that will, I know that made them to do more, to show out when they are on the hallway, like she said, or bragging that our class is the best, or I mean the best class.
I had one thing that my friend was telling one of my mentor teachers, I should say. She said, if kids do not like you, they will not perform for you. And sometimes it's difficult to kind of try to have a relationship with a class of 35 kids, and some you can bond with, some you cannot, but giving them the respect and having a little compassion and empathy sometimes goes a long way with how they perform for you. So that's what I kind of gathered from it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm kind of piggyback off of that, because I don't think it's that a child has to necessarily like you to perform, because I can think of some teachers that I didn't like, but it wasn't because they were mean to me. I just didn't connect with them, but I could still grasp the material. It was like I didn't really like their personality, but I could appreciate the way that they were teaching me. You know what I'm saying? I was able to get from that, and they were fair. Even if it wasn't that not that I necessarily felt like I was necessarily noticed, but they were fair. In situations where I did have to talk to them, I felt like the way that they handled things were fair. So it wasn't that I could say that I really liked them, or that I felt like they really liked me, but, it just, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite teacher, because they weren't. But I could still perform, right, that's
right.
Right.
I also like how she said that we are actors and actresses, because a child rather can feel the tension between you, but we have to put on that face and do what we need to do, no matter what. We have to humble ourselves, and you have to forgive, because think about your own child. You have to forgive. We gotta
There's
move on.
accountability on both sides. And we're the adult, we're the educator,
Exactly.
we're the grown-up.
Right.
So we have to be able to manage our emotions within the classroom in order to deal with the many emotions that we do have in the classroom.
Yes.
It's hard, it's hard, because like you said, we're really good actors and actresses
Mhm.
here. Because the fact that, especially after teaching, this is my 3rd year, of course, but they hide so much so well, and they're even their own actors and actresses too. The fact that we have to do it too, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But, it's how we hype them up,
Yeah.
It's like, you are the best of the best, you're gonna walk and she didn't say walk, she was like, you're gonna strut these halls up.
Right,
You're
yeah.
gonna strut it, that confidence and the +2 is just, +2 is like, oh, I got $2, you know, you got 2 points. You know, we didn't get all, but you got 2. So,
Or highlight, whether you're in math support or not, or getting help, or your amount was low. Set the bar high. Yes, you can. You know,
yeah.
I don't want them to feel like they can't do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
You know, I had kids that cry and they're not smart and they say they don't get it, they don't understand. If you scored a 60 and you know do a 35, that's a big feat.
It is.
You know, you scored a whole 60, so I would say you know 60% of the information that I gave you.
Right.
So it's not really a bad thing. You knew more than half of it.
Yeah.
So.
Now, she said that, like, and Jenna will attest to this, the joy you have when even the one that gave you the toughest, the toughest moment in a class comes back to see you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it gives you so much joy that, oh, he did not forget. And when some of them have visited us and they apologize, I know I was the worst person, but I will never forget when you told me, oh, 7th grade will be hard, 8th grade will be harder, high school, you better be ready. So I think that helps, keeps us teachers motivated, that they remember.
Okay, so the name of this video was Every Kid Needs a Champion. So how do you think our school does in making sure that every child actually has a champion?
We connect.
We have a
Yeah.
mentor group, we have the girls group.
We even doing a dance team right now, like the cheer team. They have the drone team.
And then the legend of
Sorry.
so
I think the school does pretty well in terms of getting these groups together so that the kids feel supported, you know, outside of the classroom, and they get exposure to other people and other teachers, and that's really good thing. That's a really good thing for them. So in terms of, you know, championing them, I think Cooper does a good job with doing that, with everything that they put together to support the kids that need the extra support.
I'll back you up on that one, especially when I've been to their football games
Ooh.
and championing there, and then I'm like, here is test day, and they're championing in here too, and I'm like, okay, but that even then, extending it beyond the school, from the extracurricular, you know, from here, like, we got the cheer team, it's great, it's check and connect in here, but like, outside, their eyes light up and they
makes a
believe.
difference.
They're like, you're here? I'm like, yeah, where do you think I was? I thought you was at school graded. I'm like, I don't live there on a Saturday. But that has made a tremendous impact in the word champion for them. Like, you're not just 7th grade state championship for football. Like,
Right.
you're a champion in my classroom, where you are and where you're going to go moving forward, kind of thing. So.
And it validates for the students that you really are truly invested in them and in their lives.
Right.
Because they see you invested in school and they think that isn't all about education, but when you step outside of that and you actually become part of their lives and their world outside, they see you completely differently.
And to know that your outside world affects your academic world just as much as your academic is going to affect your outside in some cases, or most, you know, I don't know what career they want to do, what they do outside, but, yeah, that's a beautiful way of putting it.
Yeah. And I think on the video it said every student needs a champion, and I completely agree with that.
Yes,
Every
someone
student.
believe in you.
Someone to just believe in you and believe in you differently, because I mean, they have their parents or their guardians that believe in them. But, you know, when it comes from somebody who's a complete stranger, and you can look at them in their eye and say that, you know, I see you, and I see what you can accomplish, and I see what you're doing, it makes a world of a difference to them.
Even a hug.
Yeah.
Even
Even
I
simple
give my
elbow
both.
hug, whatever, shows them that you care, that they are loved. Some of them don't get that at home.
Yeah, a lot of them don't get that.
But you know, I had this class one year, and I wanted them to write down the person that they look for, who's the champion in their personal life, like their grandmom, their granddad, their auntie, their big brother. And it's kind of like I use that to say, you know, we don't want to let them down. You know, like, who do you look up to when you're not even with me?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you'll be so.
Okay, so what are some things that we do to create engagement in the classroom and relationships with our students?
Didn't get enough engagement today?
On the party, but they thought I was not going to do it, but I brought the popcorn, I popped it up, you know, I let them chill, eat their food, and we just had like a nice relaxed little time, you know, because your word means a lot.
Yes.
So, you know, you gotta do what you say you're going to do for them, but they feel like, she's not gonna do it. Did she really do it? So
That's
now
true.
that I'm out, y'all know what happened last time, you lost. So,
Cause I like to do, I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have started this because it's gonna hit my pockets. However, that's okay. After every unit exam, my 100s, they put their name on the board and then they write down anything that they want from me. You know, I said, don't go crazy. You know, I said a snack. And so I had like 4 people from the first unit that actually got it. So this time, they're like, oh gosh, are we gonna do that again? I said, I don't know, should we? They worked so hard. I mean, the student, he didn't make the 100, but he went from a 50 to an 80.
Yeah, that's
So,
like me and
yeah.
Florida.
you know what I say love too? A good note home or a good call home.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna be surprised. I went in the store and I brought a good note home. They want you to make that good call and that good note home. So we make.
Mine is not necessarily tied to an academic thing, but I try to take moments to just step back from the math and just getting them to just have conversations. So, like for instance, yesterday, their warm-up said, if you could relive yesterday, what would you do differently? And so just gave them time to write, and then I asked people who wanted to share. And there were, you know, of course there were some people who were saying, I wish I would have done my homework or whatever, and I was like, okay. But then I was like, but why? Why do you wish you did your homework? Well, because now I didn't understand what we were doing in class today, and I don't know what to ask you. I was like, oh, okay. And so then there was other people, one person said, I wish I would have done my chores.